This AskReddit user asks, "What were you bullied for in school?" For being short. But I broke a couple of noses and the word got around that the short guy wasn't an easy target. That's a good decision. Violence doesn't solve problems my ass. It's not an always go-to, but if it is called for, the results are usually worth it. I never fight. But I know there are times when it is the only way to stop a bully. Like the entitled white BH who was slapped in the face by a girl she told to "go back to your country" in a store here in Phoenix. Got slapped. Walked out. Situation over. Video here. For those who have not seen it. IDKU. But I'm proud. Being ginger, but life has taught me that this is an okay trait to pick on, so I have grown a thick skin. Ginger is cool. You've got fire hair. Don't let anyone bother you on it. For having a high self-esteem. I lived in a poor-ish area and kids in those types of areas don't have very positive influences in their lives. Teacher of an extremely small school, had all of my older sisters before I did. And already had a strong dislike towards my family. That, coupled with the fact that our class bully was the son of her best friend, made first grade quite difficult for a long time. A gap between my front teeth. I'm also petite, so I'm often hit with, if the wind blows, it would blow you away, or, if you turn sideways behind a pole, you'd disappear. My favorite has to be telling me to eat a cake or a cookie. Though, while some are in humor, others have not been throughout the years. Sad. I'm in my 30s and still hear it on a regular basis. Ooh, I heard the "too skinny" jokes too. Herder, somebody better feed you. Stick your tongue out and you look like a zipper. And my personal favorite, are you sure you aren't anorexic? I'm sorry that is happening to you. That must be hurtful. Ignore them. You're amazing. Long hair as a guy. Same. But I still rock nipple-length hair because my fashion advice is to not take fashion advice. Edit. By nipple length I mean hair down to my nipples, lol. I'm not sure you needed an edit, as I fully understood what you meant. But it sure made me smile. Was told that I was ASE because of my long hair. FK it if I knew what that was, so I just took it in stride. After a while I even agreed to it, as I was tired of his bullshit. Knowing now what ASE, and if I had the ability to travel back in time, I'd have stomped his face in. Not because being ASE is good or bad, but because he was a bully. I was just too friendly for my own good. Had some other guy bully me for a year and a half at my work. I'm ugly and he loved telling me. Before my patience ran out and I started getting physical. Lessons learned. I can't take. Won't allow myself to take more than 3 jokes at my expense. After that I'm getting PD and violent. It seemed like a variety of things, but in retrospect, it was all the same thing, taking myself too seriously. I was very sensitive and easily riled. Pretty slow on the uptake socially. And generally just a square peg in terms of how I related to people. I was the perfect target because even if I couldn't laugh along or give it back as good as I got it, they would get some sort of reaction out of me. Even ignoring them, as I was poorly advised to do, gave them a response. My haughty, faked indifference was hilarious to them because they knew I heard every word. Boys bullied me to get a laugh. Girls bullied me to show their social power. I'm a woman. I bit back when the popular guys in class were taking the PS out of another kid in class. That boy always did smell pretty bad. He lived on a farm and I don't know if his parents washed his clothes often or not. Wearing old sweaters and such. I just hated seeing them being AS to him, as he was a really nice guy which I didn't mind talking to. Once you got used to the smell. I stood up for them a couple of times and was part of their shit list after that. It was a hidden war with them for 2 years. Stuff got demolished or stolen. Got my notepad nicked and returned with either gay or HO on each empty page. One of them exchanged my pristine calculator for his ruined one. Recognizing his, I demanded the return of mine, but he acted like he didn't know what was going on. I broke his in half on the spot. Always had a bit of a temper. Not sure why, but he got upset by me doing that. I've done some dumb st later on in my life, but one of the few things I'll never regret is standing up against those as despite the beatings it got me. Just wish I'd fought back harder and more eye for an eye than I did. For not liking Fortnite. But hey, at least on Reddit, you can bully others for liking Fortnite. I have trichotillomania. Basically my anxiety causes me to pull my hair out. In junior high I had pulled all my eyelashes out. I got lizard a lot. Junior high kids are mean. I ended up switching schools because the bullying got so bad. For being a high-waisted man with feminine hips. When I was in school, I said lots of stupid things without thinking. Probably because of my ADHD. So people started making fun of me all the time. I then tried my best to control my impulsivity, but I still get bullied by them until we graduated. Same. I have ADHD too. I used to say things everyone else said cause I thought it was cool. I keep my mouth shut now and think before I speak. I don't have ADHD. But I also said some really stupid things on impulse and got made fun of for it during middle school. It's also partially my fault because I wasn't very nice to people, which probably provoked them more. Eventually I learned what a moron I was and stopped. But if we're being honest, I probably would have made fun of myself too. Not using sauce on certain foods. Lol, just for that? I was sorta bullied for being autistic, but it ended quickly as I stood up for myself and not allowing it to continue further, as my sister was bullied for her temper and let the remarks get to her. Elementary and middle. Having glasses. My name. My religion. Being overweight. High school. Being a girl. Glasses. Small BS. Nursing school. My weight. Number of friends. Test scores. My race. Skinny. Quiet. Yep. Same here. I'm Latino and was very dark when I was younger. People knew I was ethnic somehow but couldn't figure out my background. I got called every slur for every ethnicity imaginable before they even got close to Latino slurs. Half of them I had no idea. And had to ask. I was honestly more confused than offended and realized just how stupid racists really are. I was already quiet and skinny. And moved around a lot, so I was always the new kid. I was also smarter than most kids in my class. So I got picked on for being a nerd as well. I pretty much shut down socially and ignored everyone around me until I got to college. Being around people from diverse backgrounds who weren't afraid to show how smart they were was a revelation. I was bullied because I was dark-skinned and quiet and smaller than my peers. I was at an all-black school but don't know why I got bullied. BC I look like the average black girl and I was big, but half the school was bigger than me. Like the boy who bullied me had a best friend was 300 pounds. I was also bullied for being weird. AKA not a stereotype. Existing? That's really all it takes. Unfortunately. If kids want to bully you, they'll find a reason. Or just make one up. Like, HL if I know what the reason was. And HL. I think I was also trying too hard to fit in and ended up coming across like a stupid kid anyway. But at the same time, those days are long behind me. I literally haven't met up with anyone from high school since finishing an A. I'm fine with that. But existing is basically all I do. Liking LOTR. Weirdly enough. Primarily being fat. But and pretty much everything else too. Being poor. Being a sibling to cool kids. Liking Pokemon, anything considered nerdy. Being bad at sports. My hair. My name. The way I spoke. I had a speech impediment. HL once I was bullied for wearing odd socks for a week straight. You should have just changed your socks. Why would you wear them for a week in a row? I'll clarify. I wore a pair of odd socks for one day. Got mocked for a week. I was playing football and grabbed a bundled pair from the pile. They were odd, so I wore them to avoid my white school socks getting muddy. Got mocked all game long. Then by the rest of the school all week for it once it spread. Being a nerd. I have more personality than all you fuckwits put together. No, I will not do your homework, and yes, I wear makeup and do my nails, it's just most days I'm too lazy. See you in McDonald's, DK heads. For being quiet. Like what the FK? Am I supposed to be loud and annoying? Exactly. You're so quiet. Quote. Yeah. You want me to perform or something? For me it was even worse when they asked, why are you so quiet? In that really judgmental tone. Like, what do you want me to say? I just am, bro. Stop making me feel like ST. I got the same treatment. Why do people get so freaked out by quietness? Being a foreigner. Being friends with Muslims. I was bullied over a lot of stupid ST because I was literally surrounded by equally stupid people. I've gotten bullied for running. Because it was something I liked to do as a kid. But since I was overweight, I was pegged at whenever I was running simply for trying to do something about it. Got bullied for wearing gloves in school. Because I liked to. Particularly. There was a pair of gloves that I wore that had a red Celtic-like cross in the middle and spider webs around it. A couple people kept taunting me for being Spider-Man. Got bullied for staring. Sometimes I would end up looking at a direction out of deep thought. But people thought that was offensive. Got bullied because I was that kid with a short fuse due to poor upbringing. Yeah. That's a smart idea right there. Let's pick on the kid who is prone to FK snap. Best idea ever. Quote. Again. Stupid FG petty ST by stupid FG people. Using Reddit and not Instagram. FK the bullies. Yay, it's not like Reddit isn't the 7th most popular website in the US or anything. From personal experience though, the stigma with Reddit seems to be changing, thankfully. Hopefully that doesn't mean that it turns into Facebook. We out here bullying people that use Instagram or emojis XD. I was being Asian. And liking Asian food. I'm getting bullied because they all say I have corona or small eyes. Yet the teachers never even bother to even get up. In junior high. My race. Lived in AS and was called a dumb CT that should go back to the trailer because I was white trash. Had Hispanic girls chase me with chains. This was as in the 80s. In middle school I was bullied for my hairline because it was small, I guess. I was also bullied because I would stand up for myself. Which bullies hate, of course. In high school. Freshman year. This white kid called me the N-word every other day. I'm half black. Junior year, same kid would make fun of my middle name. Not sure why, since it's just a normal name. I was also messed with by others cause again. I would stand up for myself and not follow the herd. Name does not check out. I hit puberty when I was 8. So I got bullied for having bigger thighs and chest. Being different. I was a nerd. Before the word existed. This was back in the 60s and 70s. I was interested in math and science. I liked classical music. I was also extremely disinterested in the things the others around me liked: football, beer, tattoos, music like AC/DC. Didn't go down well at all in Australia. Why was everyone named Bruce? I dunno. Bruce. And why aren't you drinking? Is that a quote I should know? Being gay. I was never gay. And still love women. Don't know how they got that idea when I was with their girl during recess while they was in detention. Probably want revenge but couldn't muster up the courage or lax or idea to do anything. I had the same thing. And the closest I could come with understanding the logic was that if you hung out with girls, then you were girly. But to me, that seemed less gay than all the jocks slapping each other's ass all the time. I feel ya. Freshman year of high school I was asked to choose between Lizzie McGuire, Hilary Duff or the Olsen twins. Keep in mind, this was 2003 and I grew up without cable TV, internet, so I was aware of them but not really invested in them. And was just generally not attracted to them. So I said, neither. I was called gay for that. For the next 3 years. Slowly it went from inside joke to full-blown call this guy gay just 'cause. Other students heard it. And thought I was gay and called me as such. And used it as a shutdown or derogatory. Etc. Shut up. You're gay. Who cares? You're gay. Why don't you talk to girls? You're gay. In the next years, incoming freshmen called me gay because everyone else did. I didn't say anything. Because I didn't know how to confront it. Everyone, including a teacher who had noticed it, just assumed it was high school ribbing and didn't know I was crying myself to sleep wondering why they thought I was. Or if I was gay. I mean, how could they? I didn't react to it in school and never said anything. Eventually, I broke down to my parents at the end of junior year saying I didn't want to go back to school. My parents, without my knowledge, called the school. No one was expelled but everyone was told to apologize, talk with me. And obviously to stop it or be expelled. Like I said, no one realized how much their comments had been affecting me. So the discussions went well and reconciled relatively easily. Senior year went well. Also, I'm not gay. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.